Good evening, you beautiful people. Tonight's a good night to have a good night. Every night, because we will it. We will it to be so. So I haven't particularly wanted to make this video because it's an unfortunate. It's kind of an irrevocable as well. So right now, we're looking at the West Coast on fire. A lot of them. There's and I'm one that's like, if fire is beautiful, it brings the destruction, brings nutrients, brings calcium. And on my last video, I talked about how we get to have that forest fire in us, in the soul, to set ourselves ablaze, to start again. But when it comes to this actual fire, not metaphorically, but fire, the thing I wanted to speak on is about being provisional, being strategic, and being able to set up just a system and a plan, contingency plan, if, let's say, fire were to roll through Boise, because it's within the realm of possibilities, and I don't want it to scare anyone, and that's why I'm talking about a plan. And I wish I could give the plan of where we meet there, but fire does not discriminate. It goes, does its thing. But I want you guys, and I implore you guys, to at least speak to the people closest to you, your fucking closest loved ones, that if you had to dip, those are your people. You got the vehicles, you got the plan. Start to be provisional with, use the company rocks. $7 for a 5-gallon. Buy a few extra that you don't touch. That day goes in the van. That 3 things of food storage. I'd recommend a 5-gallon for each person. And I know this part's expensive, but like the 3-month food storage kits. I think they're like $100, $120, $150 is kind of what they range at. But one of those per person. Something for safety. And always try to be like strategic and provisional. Just don't chase your gas tank. Always try to keep it full. Like you get to 3/4. Drop that 20 extra bucks to have that full tank. Because also something to be aware of is roads are going to be congested. We only have so many. And we know with the people, with the migration into the Treasure Valley area, we got a lot more people, and they can't keep up with the roads. And I think they're spending their money on stupid shit on the roads. We bid on Kootenai and they got the weird things. Don't even get me started into that. That's a whole nother thing. But I just want you guys to be cognizant and aware of an actual possibility, timeline, speculative future that is within the realms of potentialities, and just plan for it. So when that day comes, you don't have to ask yourself a lot of questions. What am I going to do? Where am I going to be? Where are they? How am I going to get this? So ask your questions now. What would I do in this hard moment? And then reverse engineer it. Ask yourself the question, then answer it, and maybe log it. Put it all down on a piece of paper. Copy it out so then you can put one somewhere. Master copy. To then to relinquish ourselves of a lot of cognitive headspace that in that moment that we're gonna have to be processing. We're gonna free ourselves of a lot of unnecessary stress, fear, and weight of a heavy situation. And so when that day comes, it's a smooth transition. There isn't a jar. That could be. I say all this with love. I say all this with the least amount of fear that I can. I mean, like, I'm not afraid. I don't think any of us should be, because it's nature. If we have a plan, I will say, hey, throwing this out there, if there is a fire, I think one of the best places that there may be is, this is a beautiful connection. There's a difference between buffaloes and cows. Is when a storm is coming, they can feel it. Cows will, when they feel it, they turn and run away from it. And as the storm catches up, because nature's quicker than us, they're running with the storm, they're prolonging the storm, because of a paradigm of fear. But a buffalo, the Tatanka, feels the storm and runs towards it. And so then, as the storm comes, I'm trying to orientate myself. When the storm comes, the buffaloes run in it, so they're through it quicker. So maybe, depending on what angle it comes from, we don't run away from it. We realize the vehicle is just a thing. We don't worry about it burning, but we drive through the fire, go to the place that unfortunately that will be burned. And I'll say, think about this as well. If you're going north into the forest, and let's say it catches trees burn a lot more hot. There's a lot more debris. There's a lot more obstructions that can be falling in the road. So maybe if you're going to run through the storm, don't go up north. Don't go into the mountains. Don't go into the conducive place for the forest fire. Possibly head south. It's a lot of deserted land. It's wheatgrass. Burns hot. Burns quick. Drive through it. Get to the other side. Because I believe on the other side of it, where it's not a conducive place for fire and that, drive through that quick. Be a buffalo. Be a Tatanka and from the sea and go, damn! On the other side's better. And what comes along with the plan, with the being strategic, that's the same intention that the buffalo has running through it, is it knows its plan, so when it feels it, sees it, it knows what to do, because it thought it out beforehand. This is a long one, just talking about fire. I probably could have made this a lot more quick, but I don't think it needed to be rushed. I'm not driving, I'm not in a high pace. But I love you guys. I'll probably head south, go into the wheatgrass, look for the creeper van. There's a lot of things that distinguish it, but if you're ever looking for me on the roads, I got a wood bumper. I got a 6. Boom. And look like I got these things on the more schematics coming. But if you see the van, post it up. I always got a friend in me. If I got water, you got water. I love you guys. Embrace the Tatanka. Plan, be strategic, talk to your loved ones, invest into provisions. Food, water, medicine, burn cream. Hell, if you can tackle the financials, maybe by pooling with your friends and family that are part of the plan. Buy a large industrial first aid kit, first aid duffel bag. They sell them. Comes with all the things. Propane, extra gas. And this is a big one too. This is huge. We develop a lot of relationships with our things, but there's some things that aren't worth saving because physical objects have no power over us. So if in this moment it does not have a utilitarian purpose, don't worry about it. There's nothing permanent to anything or anything, and I would hate to be burned because of something beautiful I hold on to that's a piecemeal. I'll throw this there. Oh, I dropped you. Boom. I got a beautiful Buddha that means so much to me. With the story with it. But if the time comes, I can't waste time on creature comforts. Can't fill the van with everything that I have. Can't fill your cars with your home. So that's why that's a lot of those questions that our mind may ask us in those moments. What do I grab? What do I grab? Find out what has this purpose that can be quick. I would say also this, if you've made it this far, fucking 11 minutes in, goddamn. I appreciate you guys indulging the time if you got this far. I understand time is the only currency that we truly have. And it means a lot that you get this far into my videos. It really does. Just try to spread hope, awareness, the knowledge that I've learned. The things that help me, I try to give to you guys. And particularly as like a masculine, something that's rooted in masculine DNA, I believe, men DNA, is we have to be like provisional and contingency plans. We're always thinking, why do you think a man or the divine masculine's role within things, there's tiny things that we do. Like, the masculine walks on the outside of the sidewalk. Why? So if a car comes, we can push you, and then we know we gotta jump to go on top of the hood to hit the windshield, to break our fall, to roll over the top. But we pushed you out of the way. Your first priority. The feminine's first priority. Feminine or another masculine. The person the masculine wants to protect walks on the side, inside of the sidewalk. It's a contingency plan. A lot of men sit in the corner of a room and have to see the door at a restaurant. To be a contingency plan. If someone walks through that door, I gotta have a plan. I know where the back door is. Another contingency plan is fun. I mean, is, you know, you got a cranky girlfriend, cranky spouse. You gotta be strategic sometimes. We learn the favorite candies, so that hard day that comes up, we like bust out the candy. We're like, hey, we were strategic. We hid the candy until we knew we needed the candy, the gift, the thing that, the tiny thing we remembered about our partner, that in those moments we're like, because we know there's planning for our future. I know how I could ease this future. Come on to me. Little chaos, big chaos. A hangry partner. And a fire. And it's nice to have a contingency plan too, because that's where I found a lot of trust in my own DNA. I mean, granted, a lot of it's not grounded, but having a thought, what does this happen? What if this happened? The questions always get bigger and bigger and bigger once you come up with contingency plans for a lot of things. It's because you figure out all the small ones, and then we work ourselves out of self-doubt, because when those moments come up, we know the answer. We know how to respond. We don't react to the outside stimuli. We respond to our world. Granted, I will say this is kind of there's a balancing act, because one of the things our spirituality has to do, one of the things that helps with us, is live in the moment. And so I'm not saying live in this constant state of what ifs. I'm not saying that. Please don't do that. Because I want you guys all to be present. Breathe, breathe. Remember, just be. Be present. Present. But maybe set aside some time where you know, hey, I'm going to get my comfort drink. I'm going to get a notepad. I'm going to get a conducive environment. The least amount of stress that we can have. We got our comfort stuffs, maybe our onesie, our blanket. And write out a plan. What if this happens? And I'm talking about addressing things that are within your path. Potentialities that are the timelines that you're on. Look at your timelines. Where your life's at. Think of all the things that could come up within your field. I'd do this if this happened. Especially in the world that we're in. The amount of stimuli we have. Look, this is a good way to say it. Look at your problems. And I know you guys know the answer of what you need to do to start to tackle these problems. We all know the disciplines. We just have to remind ourselves of, how do I solve the problem? How have I been solving the problem? What is the thing that I know I need to do that I'm not doing because I'm not employing my disciplines because I'm comfortable? It's while in a comfortable state. Plan the uncomforts that you know will be needed in the time of growth. We all know how we're supposed to grow. If we're unfit, we know we need to work out. We know we need to have a better diet. When we're seeking intelligence, we know we need to read the book. We live in a day and age where we have all the answers in our pocket. We have the extent of human existence. And we've all, I hope we've all looked into the self-helps. We asked the internet a question because we had a problem. We looked at the internet. We saw that we had a tool to, in a way, see the future. From a download mass knowledge. I think it's all too often people are using this thing for cat videos and the doom scroll, and I'm not gonna lie, I do in times get caught in the doom scroll with a lot of information. I'm really happy about my algorithm though, because a lot of it's nutrients, minerals, foods, very few kind of political things, but I like both sides things, so I see both sides. And I've curated, I've been strategic, provisional, and had contingency plans for even my feed. Being aware of the information that I'm consuming and knowing there's another side to things. Wanting all the information. Being strategic about fucking everything. Guys, I'll share a little bit of something. Be quick so you don't read it. I got 32 feet of white. The board's only getting longer and taller. So we can start to plan. So we can share our contingencies. Share our disciplines, our growths, our tasks. I had this idea today. I don't want to share it because I think it'll be beautiful. I think it's such a sick idea. And obviously it's connected to this group space when there's more implementing of the structure and formatting of this community thing I'm working on. And we got this central hub, this location, this large warehouse. I love my place, but this not conducive for having 100 people. Having this warehouse, and I had this idea of having a wall that's like, well, let me show my, we have this whiteboard, and then on this table This goes up and there's platforms. This warehouse wall that 100 people frequently visit. You've got these walkways, these 5 tiers, just pure whiteboards. And everybody has a spot on the whiteboard where you got your name, you can decorate it, you can do what you want with your section of the whiteboard, and you write down your goals, your ambitions, your things that you need, quests that you're on, and where you're at. So not only can this entire community just walking up and down these rows and read each other, like, where are you at? I think Facebook's rad, but you scroll past the feed, there's so much information on there. We need to bring us to the physical and create the wall book and we get to walk up and down it and say, oh my god, this person needs this, I have this, I haven't touched this, they can use this. And then on the board say, such and such, let me borrow this. And then maybe if you don't see each other after a while, but you check your board every day, this person writes on the other person's spot, hey, I would like to have this back in 3 days. A message board, a Facebook, it's in the physical. Say I'm working on this, I need help with this. Someone that's like, hey, that's something I have, that's something I could give. And then go hit up that person, hey, I see you wrote out that on your board. And then, ooh, this is, oh my gosh, I love us coming through on this. Then, to dopamine mine, because we're all ADHD and autistic, we go and check things off the board together. Huge checks, and we celebrate. And then we erase it, and we're like, hell yeah, we did the thing, we achieved a side quest. I want to let you guys know the visions I have in my mind of this community, of this space, are fucking beautiful. And there's the physical space itself is just one fragment of the pie. So much up here, and that's why I got so much bored. It's because I'm trying to get I'm trying to do this with what's in my head. So there's structures, so there's organization, because I see something beautiful that can be for all of us. It's not for me, it's for us. If a lot of you guys truly know me and meet me, I'm always talking about this community, this structuring, this formatting, this togetherness, this interconnected, interwoven city, town, new town. A way of integrating a new way of living while still being in this system. Understanding that we gotta play the game. But how can we help each other play the game? This was never meant to be a one-player game. There's 8 billion of us. In this game, there's companions everywhere. And why do we gotta wait to only do it, interact, and help each other on the weekends? When we are able to find the time to congregate. I'm trying to work out a way that we can, and I believe I have the idea. I'm still working it, still pulling the sticks and stones out of the skeleton that is to pool money in the most conducive way with structuring and formatting so everyone understands what this group pool is. To start to create a conducive space for us all that we're all pitching in on. Everybody has pride in this space because it's not 2, 3 people investing into like an office and saying we're starting a business. We got 100 people that are all investing smaller amounts because there's more of us. Between 10 people, $1,000. Well, let's say between 100 people, $10 a month. Hell, $10 a day. That'll be sick. $300 a month. Let's say that. I think hopefully we can all give $10 a day. We give it. Now it's what, $10 for Netflix? I don't know. I don't have the Netflix. A month. What if we all decided to discard Netflix and put that money in a pool? To be strategic. To then have a group of elected us's in our community that are authorities in their realms. To then be able to ask our people and strategically plan and move this pool of money to help us get what we all need. Help us pay off debts. Help us say this person needs $15 for provisional water. Great. I got a fucking fly that's pissing me off. We got a strategic way of taking care of each other. We can shift it when times are hard for one and good for another. The good keeps it's the flow. It is the exchange with the universe. The more we give, the more we receive. And when we are on an up wave of abundance, we give. Because to know when we're on a down wave, we can receive. Because we've been giving. There's always a mutual exchange with the universe. And that's why I got barter worksheets over here so that we can better structure and format our exchange within the 3D. Let's say we're not playing the money game. We do a barter. We find our edges, we find our lines, we communicate it, we strategically, provisionally put it down on paper, what we're giving and what we're receiving, and is that a reciprocal exchange? But to know that we're making that reciprocal exchange of whether we're trading services or monetary value energetically. That's what all that money is an exchange of energy because of the energy that it took for us to earn that money to then say, I am valued at this because of the amount of energy that is put in. And I think we all have had a hard time even saying what we're worth in a way, financially. That's a hard question to ask ourselves, especially when we're bartering with friends and we want to be like, I'm worth $30, $35, $40, $50 an hour. Because of the time we've invested in it, the reciprocal exchange we've given to the universe. I'm a carpenter of 17, 18 years. I like to build things. In the 3D world, playing the money game, I'm $50 an hour. The friend homie hookup of knowing, like, I'm not going to charge that to my friends because I'm like, still want to hook you up. No, but knowing, like, time is all we have. And what's that dollar amount we put on time? But it starts time to have the conversations of working with barter. Finances are hard. Life's crazy. We got a lot going on. If we have the wall book of all of us, we can start to maybe even put at the top. If we want to do a barter and you're in the flow of the ching 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 goes the money tree, you got the paper because of the exchange. Maybe put at the top. If that's the best way you can reciprocate, especially with your time, you don't have the time to do a barter, but then putting at the top, if you want to do a financial exchange, $20, $30 an hour. So then that person can strategically say, They come up with their problem, but they know you already have the thing that they need. They can go and look, find you on the board and go, oh, $30 an hour, okay, strategically plan out, I'm going to need you for 3 hours to do this thing. You can say, I got the $90, plan to have them help you out. Because you've started to roadmap life on this whiteboard, on the wall book. I've been thinking about this, trying to find a way to strategically make a Facebook page where that it's more conducive. So people aren't getting lost in the feed, because let's say, and it's hard to keep an updated thing without it getting cluttered, and then without having to scroll through, and while you're scrolling through looking for a thing, there's another thing that we forgot. We have object permanence. We're ADHD and autistic. Not all of us are, but a lot of us are. And I think the giant wall book could help with everybody's how their minds work. At this point, I'm 31 minutes. I don't expect anyone to be here at this point. I really don't. If you are, this is a whole ass Netflix episode. And holy shit, am I grateful. But I'm not driving right now. We're different scenery. This is a different version of me. Because of how I'm interacting with the universe, how I'm making the exchange. You have more of me present here now, and that I'm not having to rush. And you've given me a gift of watching this long. And thank you. If you've reached this far, I'd truly love if you let's do this, a code word in the comments that says the buffalo has reached the other side of the storm. I say buffalo, or maybe in some kind of worded sentence. You have fun with it. Put in the code word buffalo. Then a whole bunch of people are gonna comment. Well, I would hope a whole bunch of people comment buffalo, and then people that don't are confused. I don't want to confuse people. It's just a fun idea. But I would love to know my people that are watching my videos. It's truly, it's a gift every time I go out in public. And I have people within the community tell me, I watch your videos. I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Thank you. And I feel weird. I truly feel weird saying, did you watch the whole thing? Because I also don't want people to feel bad if they don't, because I understand this exchange of time. I don't want anyone to feel bad, because they're like, oh, I couldn't give you more. I don't want to ask for more than you're willing to give. God, I love you guys. I love this. I love the game. I love trying to figure out the best way I can be of service to a whole community and be strategic about it, because I only got so much time. I like to build shit. Building shit takes a lot of time, but I'm like, if I can figure out how to work a schedule better, a calendar better, how to figure out how to manipulate the bug in the code of the ADHD brain of the time blindness. And also, not having a true connection with time in a way that our calendar has been hijacked. We're supposed to be on a different cycle and cycle with the moons. And I try to always be aware of the moon phase and count just those, because the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, those It's kind of irrelevant to me in a way, because it's, to me, it's just sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset, sunrise, sunset. They do feel like they're getting faster and faster. I'm trying to squeeze the juice out of every single one of those sunrises. Trying to implore the disciplines of, This has been a question I've been asking people lately. And what is one thing you think all human beings should experience at least once in their life? And a lot of people, I love this paradigm that a lot of people play with. They're like, should? I'm like, yeah, not like you're the authority on this question. What is something you think people should do in their life, an experience they should have? And I get many answers. A lot of it's love, connection, community. A lot of people say mushrooms. People say good orgasm. Mine is a near-death experience. I believe when we talk to our own mortality, we start to live a little bit more. We're perishable goods. We're gonna die one day. Are we gonna squeeze the juice out of it? Are we gonna be a Tatanka, a buffalo that runs through the storm? Yes, we are. Because we care about what's on the other side of the storm. We care about being the best we can be. And loving it throughout the whole thing. Because we're squeezing the juice out of it. Because we're not chasing a paycheck, chasing a clock, chasing a calendar. I mean, obviously it's good to strategically plan things out like we said, but also like being present. God, I feel like I'm contradicting myself with the be strategic, plan things out, be present. Because that's part of one of the balance things that I work with. Is I know to be anxious is to live in the future. But to be content is to live in the present. And to work on that. I've fallen out of the paradigm thinking about the past. Hell, guys, I know I'm not the best at being a human. Well, there's all times we are all unskillful and unwise. Fuck up, we're only human. And we fail and we grow. We fail and we grow. But if you're failing if you're failing at the same lesson over and over, you're not looking at the lesson. You're not reverse engineering what went wrong. Where wasn't I strategic? Where could I be better? I think we all overwhelm ourselves because we ask ourselves just that question, and we think of all the tabs and all the things, especially in the shadow work. I gotta heal from this, while doing this, while chasing this, while having to take care of this. I call it the long list of, in a way, arbitrary tasks that are thrust upon us by being a human in this world. And past 4 years, they've put it into hard mode. And we're all out here trying. We're trying to make it work. But there's a lot of friction. There's a lot of discourse. There's a lot of pushback. There's a lot of opportunities hidden in difficulties. And when we're getting a lot of those back to back, it's kind of hard not to see just all the difficulties. That's why we got to take it one at a time. We sit down in our comfort space and we start to write out the answers to the questions. We start to give ourselves the playbook. Journaling, not just journaling about emotions. When you journal about your emotion, how you felt in the day, find a lesson in it. Find the juice in the opportunity that you experience, whether it's on the upside of the roller coaster or the downside. Strategically take your life back and work yourself out of self-doubt and start to implore the companions that you're surrounded by. And give it structure and organization. I haven't been to the point, I want to share this with you guys, because I wanted everybody in on the plan, the blueprint, is that I'll share this, worksheets that I've been making. I got master copies. They're supposed to be amended. I want people's eyes on them so we can add questions, we can move questions. Over there I got a constitution and a Bill of Rights. And a list of opportunities, hidden, and difficulties, where things are going to go good, where things are going to go bad. Then I have community vision questions, so everyone can have 2 cents of how do we want this thing to grow. Discourse management worksheet, how we argue, so when times get hard, we have an argument with someone because maybe we didn't talk all the way through something. When we start to have an argument, we go, wait. It's not you versus me. It's us versus a problem. Let's give structure to our discourse. And let's feel our emotions and express them. Be transparent. Implore accountability by making the discourse worksheet. Discourse management is a contract. Saying, where do we want to get after this bumpy road with each other? Because I love you, you love me. And we don't want to make a thin argument thrust upon us by the list of arbitrary things to do. And we found discourse because we have different imprinting. We grew up in different ways. We have different love languages. We have different ways, different modalities of communication. Another worksheet is I have a resource worksheet. Resource management. Saying I'm a carpenter. I have all of these tools. I got a generator. I got utilitarian things that are of use to me in my life. But if I have a chop saw, you have a chop saw. We have to find an exchange of energy in a way to say, hey, I'm gonna drop off my chop saw. Maybe you have amplitude for me to give you a lesson on the chop saw, and there's safety involved. Safety to say, here, this is how you do this, this, and this. This is how we're gonna do this. And I'm going to borrow you my chop saw. But also with that, there is, within our exchanges, I'm going to teach you tool etiquette. And that my resources are your resources, because a lot of the time, I'm using other chop saws at work, job site chop saws, that this chop saw sits longer than it should. It should be in use. And if you can't pay for it, let's find a different way that we can make an exchange, that we can share knowledge, that we can teach each other through the pair of the discourse and the resource management. I have another one that's general rules in a way. I don't like the word rules, but human beings thrive on structure. We need lines. Why do you think they gave us borders and laws and shopping cart stalls and parking lots? Because human beings, we like to have less friction of cognitive making headspace of when questions come up like, where does the shopping cart go? We know the answer. put it back. That's a litmus test where we can see how well people govern themselves. And some people don't put them back in the stalls. But if we have a community that's about transparency and accountability, and we have structure in an agreed upon structure, because we're always evolving, we're always growing, we're always amending worksheets, evolving them, we put lubrication on. We put structure so things go easier for us because we thought it out. We were strategic. We were strategic together. We need all of the minds on the same problem, but a way where we don't argue endlessly. We say, problem, boom, solution, done. We voted on it. Move on. We start getting shit done together. Embracing everybody's heard of body doubling. Let's embrace a space where we're not just body doubling, we're body 10xing. We create this warehouse through a pooled money system. And we have a giant warehouse where everybody's going to work. And we're seeing each other doing it. That person's helping that person over there working on this thing while I'm working on this thing, knowing it's connected to that thing, knowing our role, knowing what we're good at, and embracing that. And the other people in the community seeing your role. And there is no hierarchies of roles, even if someone's on a council, because we need structure, we need... And this is a heavy word. I know there's an apprehension when you're going to hear this word, but it's a necessary word. Is hierarchy. But changing this, it's not a flat power structure. It's a wide power structure. It's a flat power structure, to where we know we have our council of our own elected officials of saying, we vote this person into our agricultural council chairman position because we know they have the authority on it. Their life, their energetic exchange with the universe of their time has been learning the nature of the green thumb, the plant. We got our Dr. Green Thumb. We elect them into that and saying, embody that. But that person of agriculture, they have to accept this position because it is one of responsibility. You are now responsible for more than yourself. You're responsible to answer to the people that you serve. This is true politics. But since we've taken the big picture and we went micro because we know civilizations start to break down after 150. Let's say in this community we get 150 down road dog villains. Not villains, but you guys know what I'm saying. It's reference music. I don't know if it's exactly. Where my road dogs at? Where's our people that we all have the gusto to say we're doing this? Committing to a team and being able to, knowing this, carry weight for others when they're on a dip. Saying, fuck, I see you. I see you're busy. You don't got a lot of time. And I see you need help in this avenue. I want to help in this avenue. Sharing the weight, sharing the responsibility. And sometimes saying, hey, within teams, within groups of teams, and let's set up multiple teams tackling multiple problems. Or maybe teams that are tackling just a single problem. Let's say we have a tech problem, which I have a tech problem. I'm looking for a tech person that knows the computer inside and out. Say, I'm going to spearhead this front because I know I'm an authority on that matter. Then we talk about a plan within that team and say, okay, this team is solving this solution for the whole of us. Oh, there's my belly button. Don't look at that. Forgot I was only one button in there. Short cocking it. No, not. I got pants on. Not a pervert. Holy shit. Okay, guys. Oh my god, it's been 50 minutes. If you're here, holy shit. This is the longest video I've made. Thank you. Holy God, and every word that's come out has felt great. This translation, I need to do these videos more often than the driving around ones. I gotta do both. I gotta employ more disciplines. I also, shit, I got a mic. A dear gift from a brother towards the goal. Because I don't know shit about mics. I got these small ones and I don't even use these. I need to employ these more too on my drives. It's fine-tuning the process. You all have your own process. Start to live utilitarian wise. Find things that are applicable to your main mission, your goal, your path. Embody your role. Agricultural. Get rid of everything that isn't for that greater good. Someone that's in agriculture shouldn't, if they don't like computers and they don't do well with it because they got a green thumb, they're all about that nature, they shouldn't have a computer. They shouldn't need one. Because we got someone that does our computer stuff, and the agriculture person feeds the person on the computer. Hell, I'm a carpenter. I'd love to build the greenhouse for my agricultural authority to fill with nutrients and minerals and sustenance for the body. And the body is all 150 of us. And I say 150 because I believe the universe is going to give us 150 keys. The answer is in the people. People are keys, and they will open a certain door at a certain part along the path. We all have a soul contract. If we are awakened to our main mission, we have a soul contract. Some of us were given from Source different blueprints. And we gotta trust that everybody knows and is working towards their blueprint. And saying, you don't gotta worry about anything outside of your blueprint. We got you in these avenues. It's shared responsibility, shared weight, reciprocation. Ooh, and this is a good time to bring up one of my last worksheets that I'm working on. That I've worked on. I'm not very adept with the tech. This is just Microsoft Word. Me just typing, translating, trying to get it out. It's part of the videos. I try to translate in as many ways as I can. I got a tome. It's a book of secrets, a book of spells. The whiteboard, these, my videos, speaking with people, asking questions. God, at this point, I'm just trying to introduce myself more. Trying to... Well, let me finish this up, and then I'm going to say the last thing, because I got 6 minutes before my memory's done. And I gotta delete stuff. So, the first part of this is like a speech thing that I wrote. If I have this inclination to speak and receive the validation from the world, from the universe, from my loved ones, from the people in the community, that I can speak, that I should implore it more. Do I want to stand on a podium in front of a shit ton of people? Am I social butterfly? Have the ability to do that? Yeah, I can. I will. If that comes along the path, I'm willing to do it. And so, and a lot of this translation is, hell, I wrote out a speech because it was flowing through me. I felt like I had to. Even though planning to get on a podium. I'm just trying to plan on helping us plan. But this, a lot of things. And I use the help of the internet. I'm trying to work with the tech. I have a list of people, tasks, keys that we would need. Hell, I'm just gonna flip to a random page. Water management. That's a whole team in its own. Water resource manager, civil engineering, or water system design, plumbing and water system maintenance crew, water quality specialists. Let's flip to another page. Maintenance repair crew. Someone in our community has car problems. Then everyone's like, that's our guy. That's who we want to give our money to. Not the random mechanic that we don't know, the giant corporation of Jiffy Lube. Why are we paying Jiffy Lube when we got a lot of strong people that know how to change oil? Give them your money. Don't throw our money outside the community. Keep it tight-knit. Let's raise our frequency of the money together, because we work together. Because we're being strategic, we're being provisional, we're having contingency plans, and we're answering all the questions that we're asking. And one of those big questions is looking at our future. We got a lot of big questions. And I hope I've found semblances, fragments of the answers. Other avenues, I got big answers to big questions. I got plans, and it involves all of us. But then there's other questions that I'm like, I need more eyes on this. I need more perspectives. My perspective is skewed. My own imprinting. We gotta find ways to pull up, homie. Holy shit. Last thing, I'm truly grateful. I've had an overwhelming amount of verbal validation from my community. A lot of requests to share more time, to share space, to speak on things. A lot of the conversations I'm having, I'm leading more to these conversations that I'm having. And a lot of validating words of people saying, keep doing what you're doing. And that's why tonight, I got one of the best like verbal affirmation from a beautiful person in the community that was like 3-4 minutes of her talking. I'm honored to receive. I feel weird receiving so much from one person, but they shared that they found hope in the words. Holy shit, I got 30 seconds. If you made it this far, the Buffalo No, I gotta hurry. What's the code word? What's the code word? Ooh, the code word, if you made it this far, is